this video, I'm rolling with Shahan again. Shahan is a white belt, a 4-tip white belt on the verge of blue. He just needs to tighten a few screws, dot his I's and cross his T's. But he's creating interesting positions. He's 135 pounds, so one of the few guys that are smaller than me. He prefers to invert. So when he plays guard, he inverts, and he just balls right up. It's tough to pass. So here I'm looking for a go-go plata. It's enough of a threat to make him back away and change his mind on what he's doing. So yeah, he's about 135 pounds, but in great shape. Dare I say, a physical specimen. So here I'm just feeling him out. I've only rolled with him like once or twice, so I don't really know what he likes. I just know he's a young white belt that's been training for a while now. He's competed a bit. I don't know what the results were, but he has that type of experience and mindset. So I'm trying to feel out his guard and see what the best way to pass it. He makes it hard to pin his legs. But I'm trying to pass with as little effort as possible at the moment. So I'm looking for the leg drag on the left leg. So I'm going 2 on one leg. And I was able to turn him over. Now he's starting to invert and bring his knees back in. So I'm going to threaten the toe hold, which becomes a weakness there. And I'm trying to pick him up and take his back here. But he's doing a good job of defending. And again, I'm not trying to use a lot of effort. But when I couldn't get the back, I just took the knee on belly. And that's going to prevent the inversion. Because it's not just a knee on belly, it's a shin across his waist, really. For me, I should call it shin across the waist, because it's a little bit different, in my opinion. I guess everybody has their own way of doing it, their own subtleties. So here he goes. He's bringing his legs back in. He's starting to invert, so I flatten him by getting behind his hamstring. I flatten his legs. So here I'm in a containment position. I'm not smashing him. And there he did a good job of swinging his legs, a pendulum motion back and forth to create space to bring his knees back in. There, I almost went to mount, but he turned and got himself an open guard. See, that left leg he needs to engage that leg by putting it on my hip, putting it on my arm, putting it on my shoulder. Otherwise, it's just a leg that's preventing me from just running around. But it's not engaged. So there I'm peeling off the first hook, and I'm trying to pass incrementally, but he inverts, and then I spin him back in the opposite direction and almost get my knee on. He's really hard to hold down. So I sat on his head. He knows, he's been on the channel, he watches the channel, so when the bell went off, I said, would you like to continue? Because that was only 5 minutes or something. I don't want to make the rounds too short for you. So here I'm just playing with his his right arm, because I'm trying to set up the left arm. So there I was trying to step over his head to finish that arm bar, the step over arm bar. And then I just went to knee on belly, or as you can see, shin across waist, really. And I'm not pressing down. I'm kind of just waiting to see his reaction. So he's trying to turn into me, and then I rolled it over to try to get my knee across his midline, and now I have put myself in position to be leg locked. Again, I don't know the limits of his capabilities. I don't know his skill level. I'm finding out, though. So here I'm just going to prevent him from connecting his hands. And I'm looking to armbar him over my leg, his left arm over my leg. If I could get it deep enough, I could push down and probably get a tap there. And he's defending it. And what I'm trying to do is pull him in by his head to make it deep enough to armbar him. So it went from getting attacked to reversing. Now I'm sitting on one of his butterfly hooks. So he had closed guard there, but he didn't really do anything with it. And there's two reasons for that. Either he doesn't like to play it, or he doesn't really have a deep working knowledge of it. The wrist fighting comes in really handy when you're stuck in closed guard. If you can wrist fight successfully, it's really frustrating to the closed guard player. So here I'm just trying to float by his guard, and when I couldn't go by one way, I tipped him the other way, creating new angles. And I'm keeping his head off the mat with his shoulder and arm. I'm trying to keep him a little bit on his side so I can attack. You want the head off the mat when you attack the north-south choke, but he already has his hand in. And like I said, he's strong and squirmy, so it's hard to really effortlessly, hold him down. As you could see, he inverted and he pretty much got his knee back in the game, and then I did the same thing. I pressed it down to the side. And now I'm looking for the Americana, and if I don't get it, I want the arm bar on the left arm. So Americana on the right. But again, he's defending really well. I have to say, his after the guard gets past defense is very good. He keeps his elbows in. So here again, I stepped over his head and I'm looking for that arm bar, and he was barely able to escape there. So I just want to keep him on his side, because I know how good he is at inverting. Here I wanted him to sit up, that trick that I said. It sounds like it's basically taking the pressure off, letting him sit up, and then choking him with from the back. It sounds like it might not work or whatever, but it's simple and it works. But he didn't fall for it. So again, he's over inverting, and he knows that there's a toe hold. And there I just took a quick arm bar. I don't want to give anyone specific credit. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't want to, but J-Rod from the Simple Man podcast, I love the way he's catching arm bars, and that inspired me lately to continue to look for that type of quick arm bar. So it's not that I didn't know it existed, it's that I didn't focus on it. And when I see the way he takes it, it's very interesting. If you stick your elbow out, he's looking for that arm bar. So that's my favorite podcast, by the way, the Simple Man podcast. You guys definitely should check it out if you don't watch it already. I know they definitely should have more subscribers. So again, we're ending up in this position because it shuts down his inversion. That's a wrist lock there, but I'm not really squeezing it. I just wanted him to know it was there. But his elbows were in a relatively good position. That ends the round. I think we did 10 minutes, so we did a double round. In the next episode, I'm going to be rolling with Zach again. He's right after this roll. So I go from this, I walk over to Zach. So he's the purple belt that choked me the last time. So check that out. That episode will be out probably Tuesday, I believe. Thank you for watching. If you find value in my content, I have a merchandise store. I also have a Buy Me a Coffee link. They'll both be in the description. Thank you for coming out. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you.